DbarJHat Company has been in business for about 30 years now, and it started out kind of by accident. I started out on a country western dance team at the Gold Coast and was on the Gold Coast dance team for 7 years, and we were doing country western, and the people's hats would get messed up, squished, soft, damaged, and I was repairing them. Well, one thing led to another, and the people I was working for were going out of business, and one day I said, I'm going to go into the hat business. So for a couple years, I was the gentleman out there trying to find out how hats were made, trying to get all the information, and looking for hatting equipment. Well, happened to stumble upon some people over in New York State, Michael Santa Lucia. He had a hat shop, True Hatters, that he had from 1906 till he passed away in '77. The family liked me, they sold me all their stuff, so I had my good first start in hatting equipment. We have machinery and tools that date from pre-Civil War that enable us to make the hats that we do make and make them fit your head, so it's comfortable, you're in style, you're wearing what you want to wear for the costuming event that you're going to. We make anything and everything you have seen in the last 300 years made in the United States. Tricorns, derbies, top hats, fedoras, cowboy hats of every single description. We're in 23 countries currently that we sell hats to, and have a gentleman in Czechoslovakia, or formerly Czechoslovakia, who collects sombreros. And we make the Mexican Federale hat, which is real popular with the cowboy action shooters, and he ordered one from us, and we sent it to him, and he's been a very happy camper with that because there's no way to get them. They were so popular in their day in the 1800s that none exist today because they wore them out, destroyed them, and used them cowboying. They weren't a dress hat, they were a work hat. We make the Roy Rogers hat that when Roy Rogers was alive at the Roy Rogers Museum, we were the official hat makers for the museum. We gave him the prototype of the Roy Rogers hat like he wore. He said that's it, and to get the logos, to get the satin and all the special Roy Rogers items made, what took about a month and a half, he passed away, so he didn't see the finished product. When Roy Rogers had his funeral, the hat on his coffin was a hat we made. One organization that has been very instrumental in helping DbarJHat Company grow, and we actually help them grow, especially in authenticity and costuming, is SASS, which is for the Single Action Shooter Society. They've been in business doing cowboy action shooting a little bit longer than I've been in business, and we've been doing this for 30 years. They had trouble at the very beginning finding authentic style hats, authentic style clothing. What was really instrumental for us is because there are none of the original type hats being made by any major hat manufacturer, so we're making them, and we have been the official hat maker for SASS now for over 20 years. So as people want more authenticity, whether it be on the range or at dress up for the balls and at the dinners, at the parties, no matter where in the world you want an authentic type hat, we make it. Here we are loading up to go to Chorro Valley, just north of San Luis Obispo. It's a cowboy action shoot. It's the Southwest Regional. It's a week long, and we're gonna go play cowboy. Well, we've got about an 8-hour drive ahead of us.
Well, when we get there, we'll have a lot of fun. Chorro Valley is a fun place.
Like always.
Chorro Valley, here we come.
We're loading up to go to Chorro Valley. It's a cowboy action shoot. It's the Southwest Regional. It's a week long, and we're gonna go play cowboy.
What you having today? Hats. Huh? Hats. Hats? Hats. Just lots of hats. We make hats. We're going to a show.
fedoras, derbies, top hats, fedoras, sombreros. That's what we make. Getting ready to go again. It's their 20th anniversary shoot. It's the California Western Regional shoot, so all the best of the best on the Western United States were there. It's live ammo at steel targets, not reenactors, but they dress up like out of the movie Tombstone.
Well, it's required in the sport that we get a Western outfit together, okay? And of course, you don't have to be period correct. For instance, we have one class you can shoot in called B Western. And the B Western, you can wear, you know, the fancy pockets and the appliques and all the rest of that. You don't have to wear the braces, okay? You can wear a belt, you know, like they did in the 50s, you know, TV westerns and stuff like that. Then again, you have classic cowboy where they wear chaps, you know, they'll wear the cuffs and different accoutrements to go with the outfit.
We have a tent set up with some of our wares. Most of the people know of us. Most of the people already have our product. One saying for cowboy shooters, how many hats do you need? Just one more. Because many of those people have 5, 6, some of them even a dozen of our hats for different costuming, whether it be for dress, for out on the field, or driving the tractor at home.
I think I've got 4 that David made, and I've got some others from other custom makers, but I don't like them as well, frankly. His hats always fit perfectly. You know, they never shrink. You know, they never seem to get out of shape, you know, and if you have a problem with them, he's always willing to fix it, you know. If you're going to be doing a lot of use, the wool felt is good. I prefer the beaver felt. It holds up better, it's easier to clean. It's a tad more expensive, but you get what you pay for, you know?
When you first go to a cowboy shoot, you see these people who have carts, they pull their guns around, like there's guns everywhere, guns everywhere, guns everywhere. None of them are loaded. The safety in Single Action Shooter Society, or SASS, is very good. In fact, if you break the rules a couple times, you'll be banned from the sport forever.
Well, one of the reasons I enjoyed getting into SASS, I had done some reenactment when I was younger. And, you know, reenactors shoot blanks. And unfortunately, when you're shooting blanks, a lot of people get the idea that the gun isn't dangerous, okay? And they lose their respect for the firearm, okay? We don't shoot blanks. We shoot live rounds, okay? And the guns are always treated as if they're loaded. You know, I don't take this gun out until I'm on the loading table, which is to the left of your stage, okay? There's somebody gonna watch you load and make sure the gun is safe. You go to the line, you shoot your string, then you go to an unloading table and somebody watches you unload the gun and make sure it's clear before you put it away. Okay, and after watching that the first few times, I said, yeah, maybe this is safe and it would be fun.
Safety has been one of their hallmarks in this sport. And in almost 30 some odd years they've been doing this, there has been no accidental shootings or harm of anybody getting shot across the United States in a single action or shooter society setting of any sort.
You might come to shoot initially, okay, but you end up staying for the people. It's the nicest group of people. This is the one shooting sport I've ever competed in. I've done trap, skeet, sporting clays, IDPA, you know, the different things over the years. but this is the one shooting sport. If your gun breaks during the match, one of the other guys out here will hand you, here, go ahead and use mine. You know, even though it's competitive, they're helpful, caring, wonderful people. It's just, you have a great weekend out here. You know, we're getting together afterwards here in the number 10 saloon.
At Chorro Valley, they have the number 10 saloon, which is kind of a meeting spot after all the shooting of the day is done. Most of the people congregate around the saloon where they do have a bar and you have a little drink, have a cigar, and part of the social camaraderie of the shooting sport happens right there. And everyone there pretty much can be and is your friend. And if you have a problem or need to know something about how a stage works or how to shoot, they're more than happy to tell you how it works. And you can tell when the cowboy's lying because lips are moving, because a lot of stories fly, a lot of jokes are being told. Through all the years of making hats, one thing that has never been touched upon that DbarJ currently is the only one doing are making hats to go over helmets.
I had a horse accident about 13 years ago, and I came off and I had a concussion and multiple broken ribs. And the ribs healed in about 3 months, but my short-term memory was pretty scrambled for about 6 months. I've never been on a horse without a helmet since, ever, and I never will. And I've searched for a long time to find something that was attractive to ride in as well as safe. And I found out last year that DbarJ was making these helmet hats. And I looked at them last year and I contemplated and I thought about it. I wore my helmet for another year. And when I knew they were coming back, and I actually called David and said, "Are you bringing any samples with you this year?" And he said yes. I said perfect. So I was out here a couple of days ago. I've placed my order and I'm so excited. I'm hoping they go home and start on my order first because it's for me, it's a safety issue. I'll never ride without a helmet, and you want to have good sun protection and good wind protection, and this is the best of both worlds.
I love this sport. Absolutely love it. Get up there, say your line, and let the lead fly.
We do what we call cowboy action shooting, which, unlike some of the other shooting disciplines, we actually use the shotgun, the rifle, and 2 pistols at the same time. We use single action pistols, lever action rifle, either a double barreled shotgun or a pre-1900 pump. We can always use a pre-1900 lever action shotgun as well. Okay, but you shoot a Western scenario, okay, with a grouping of targets and different places where you shoot, and you move through that scenario and you're timed.
Stand by.
Well, I don't reload my rifle very often, so it was kind of weird to have to do it, but I know how to do it, and I know that I know how. And then I had to reshoot the shotgun because I missed the clay bird, but I hit one of them, which is good for me because I usually miss those.
If you miss a target, you're assessed 5 seconds on your time. If you shoot the targets in the wrong order, they assess you a 10-second penalty. You can also get disqualified on the stage. And you know, if you drop a loaded gun or something like that, you can get disqualified for the whole match. If that happens, you're done. You know, so it's very competitive.
Again, make up. There you go. 21-14. 21-14. Booyah. 13 years old.
Now, I am not very competitive. I've had 5 back surgeries. I'm disabled. I have nerve damage in my legs. I move terribly, but I shoot fairly straight. I shot 6 stages today, and I'm still clean. I got all the bonus targets, hit every target. So I'm doing really well for me, but also slow compared to some of the guys.
Well, I've had better ones. The shotgun burned me a little bit, couple of seconds, and a couple of seconds can mean a lot in this scoring system they have here, the rank scoring. But it wasn't terribly bad.
As I often say to people, is nobody's going home in a Cadillac unless they got here in one. You know, the only thing you win is bragging rights. You might get a trophy or a plaque, and even a belt buckle. Okay. There's no money involved. This is all amateur. You know, there's no professional class in this sport.
It's our first stage of the day today, which always gets everyone nervous.
It's important that it was smooth and clean, and I almost beat him. He had 20 seconds.
I had some shotgun makeup, so she almost beat me on this stage. And I'm looking forward to the day when she starts beating me.
Most of the people who are at these shoots, they're retired, semi-retired, a lot of military, a lot of police. They're out there having a grand time. It's from about 10 years old to about 100 years old, because we have some people almost 100 years old out there shooting, having fun in cowboy action shooting. You have this little grandma out there who looks like she should be home baking cookies, shooting shotguns, and never missing a target. So it's a real fun place to be. Well, it should be a fun night tonight, because some of these women are touting that they have new outfits yet to be seen. So.
Oh yeah. There's some gals that literally sew and do their stuff all year so that they can show off at one of these big events. And the gowns you will see at the Saturday night dinner, some of them are just so beautiful. There's something so absolutely feminine about the Victorian gowns.
They have parties at night, like the night before the awards, they'll have a banquet. Well, the men and the women are going to be in their Victorian very best, and you'll see no matter where in the country you are at one of these events, most of the dress hats will be a DbarJ hat. The top hats come out. They're really nice. Boss of the Plains come out. Some of the women's styles that we make can't be found anywhere else in the world, and they get them from us. It's not that somebody else couldn't make it. They don't have the talent, the wherewithal, the knowledge to do some of these creases. They're fun, they're very social. The dinner is fabulous. We presented what was called the DFM award, which is the dead freaking middle, for the people who go and they're not great, they're not real bad, and they're the 50-50 person. They get a DbarJ hat custom made for them. More Guns Than Ammo won the DFM award, and she's wearing the hat we made for her. And since she has won this, she is at End of Trail became the Buckarette World Champion. So she's not too bad, and she also made it in the top 16 tomorrow. Got a question. How many people in here have a DbarJ hat? How many have 2 or more? And I know a couple have a dozen or better, but that's okay. Tonight, she's going to announce the next person who we get to make a hat for, and she's also cute in that hat.
Hi, I'm More Guns Than Ammo, and the next DMF winner is Stagecoach Sally.
Well, now you get to have one of our hats, and tomorrow morning, if you're here, come and we'll measure you up and we'll figure out what you want. And We got 2 DFMs right here from last year. Thank you very much, and I'll turn this back over to this guy who never wins any awards. Only joking. Here's Mad Dog. This is our 3rd year of doing Chorro Valley. This is their 20th anniversary this year of having this shoot. It's fun. People look forward to us to be there because we are fun. We help get their costuming under control, get the correct hats on their head. We tell a lot of stories ourselves in our tent. At night at the parties, we're not fuddy-duddies. We interact and we have fun with the people. And this year we sold quite a number of hats. They're getting hats, the people who ordered them, that's something you can't find anywhere else. We are necessary for them to do what they do. Most everybody there are friends. They've become friends over the years. We've got a lot of new friends we met this year. We've come back from Chorro Valley. They had a good shoot. We had a good time. We sold a great number of hats, which real shortly we'll be delivering. We're gonna have a lot of happy people with the hats they ordered for their costuming, for shooting, or just dressing up. And that's what we do.